Okay, welcome back to another episode of Just an Introvert podcast. I'm Abby,
I'm Amy.
and we are back for some more TV shows. We've really been enjoying this, so we are going to keep going. We have a couple more ideas. So for this week, we are going to be going over the Ted Lasso TV show. And if you haven't watched it, how have you been living under a rock and how have you been surviving? More like how did your mental health survive COVID? Because I feel like
Mhm.
that's a huge part of this show. But we'll start with our little intro. I'm going to do our icebreaker. And so my icebreaker is pretty specific to us because I feel like we both, correct me if I'm wrong, but have only dated the men that we ended up marrying at a young
Mhm.
age. So this is a little, we love our husbands, but I'm like, this is a fun. Okay, what's the worst date or most awkward date or funny date story that you've ever been on, Amy? And you can keep the person you were on the date with anonymous.
Well, let's see. I pretty much have never dated anyone besides my husband. I'm going to do a throwback to an awkward moment I talked about a long time ago when we first started dating. And Niles, we were going to putt-putt or a movie or something. And we were driving down a street. I'm trying to remember what street it was. It doesn't really matter, but there is a church on the street. And Niall says, "You know what? My dad told me there's in the back of this church, there's parrots in a tree. I want to show you." And he turns in this dark church parking lot. And mind you, I knew him, but like not super well. We were just newly dating. And there was just like a few seconds there where I was going, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna die." Something bad is going to happen. I just the alarm panic went off in me,
Uh,
but then it became clear that he really was trying to show me some parrots, and he thought that he heard that they were in these trees.
did you see the parrots though, or were they
No,
not
we
there? I was
didn't.
gonna say if it's at night, oh, that's funny. You're like, okay,
I mean, not
whatever.
necessarily die, but like I didn't know where that was going.
Yeah, you're like,
Put it
what's your
that way.
intention with this here? Yeah,
Intention, yeah, that's a better thing. So that was probably a little fail on our date. But yeah, I
that
can't
is
really
funny.
think of like, I mean, sure there's some, but that one
Oh
just
yeah,
sticks out.
yeah,
So
yeah.
how about you?
Yeah, definitely more of an awkward moment than a necessarily a bad date. When we, so when I think we were married at this point, we were going on a day trip to Monterey, and we always go to the same beach, and we just kind of like set up the blanket and watch the sunset. Like we have a very regular routine of what we do in Monterey. We're always like, let's do something different. We never do. So we were at Carmel State Beach, and like there's the main beach area, and then there's like a little river, and then depending on how high the tide is, you kind of can cross that up into this little grassy hill area, and it's a really pretty spot. So that's usually where we go hang out. And it must have been a different time of year than we were used to going. So we're like, okay, we'll just go and we'll hang out. So then we're getting ready to leave. We have all our stuff, and we go to cross this river. And the tide must have come in since we were there. We were not there very long, but through the river initially was not that bad. On the way back, it was so much deeper than it initially was. So we're like, okay. And then we're all of a sudden like waist deep in this water, and we're just like panicking. And it's like you're in the middle of it. You just got to keep going
Oh
way
man.
deeper than we expected. So we're both like, our pants are both soaked. So we get back to the car, and Randall had packed an extra pair of sweatpants.
Yeah.
Thank goodness, but only one pair. So we get to the car, we have the pair of sweatpants and a blanket. And so he's like, okay, you can have the pants. I'll just like awkwardly throw this blanket over my lap for the drive home. So we have to get gas. And
Oh no.
I don't want to get out and do gas. I always make him do it. And so I was like, okay, well, you got to have pants to do that. So then I'm like taking the sweats off, handing them to him, and he's handing me the blanket. So funny. It was
Oh
just like this,
man.
okay, well, we got one pair of pants between the two of us. How are we gonna do this? But it's one of I still have the sweats, and every time I see them, it makes me laugh. But that was could have been
Well,
a
you
really
can't get rid of
awkward,
those. That's the special memento.
yes. I'm like, had
Now,
we gotten like,
did
oh
you
sorry.
say how long you had been dating?
I can't remember. It was, I feel like I can't remember.
Okay.
I feel like it was around the time that we got engaged because I feel like that trip, it was like, is he gonna propose? Is he not? So I think it was like right before we got
Okay.
engaged, I want to
Okay.
say. Yeah, yeah. So long enough, but still. And then I was like,
But
my
still.
anxiety brain was like, what if we get pulled over? And the cop's
Oh
like,
no.
sir, why do you just have a blanket? Like, what is going on? It was just, oh, it makes us
That's
laugh to this day. So
hilarious.
yeah, that was a fun little awkward. But yeah, same thing. I'm like, I don't think I've ever had a bad date. So shout out Randall and shout out Niles for,
Yes.
like I said, we'll keep it real anonymous with who these stories are about. The only people
Super
we've ever
anonymous.
dated.
Never gonna guess who these people are. But yeah, I'll have to think on that because
Yeah.
I'm sure there's been, but it's been so long ago. My
Yeah.
got a lot
Yeah.
of brain fog these days.
Maybe we're blocking it all out too.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so would you rather kind of is on the theme of graduation because my daughter just graduated from college. She got
Yes.
her BS in biology. So very proud of you,
Go
Riley.
Riley.
Anyway, so I was thinking about this at the graduation ceremony. So the speaker was speaking, and it made me think of the Twilight Anna Kendrick speech.
Oh my gosh,
So,
yes.
would you rather be the speaker at graduation and say her speech word for word,
Hmm.
or would you rather sit in the audience but be wearing a cap and gown?
Oh, I think I'd rather say the speech.
Speech.
I feel like you have the out of like, it's graduation, you're nervous, whatever. You're, trying to be funny, but the cap and
Fair,
gown, that's a, it's like reliving high school or trying too hard. That's real awkward. What about you?
fair. Probably the speech, because yeah,
Yeah.
you can play it off and be funny, but if you're just in a cap and gown, people are going to be like,
Yep. And then if someone
looking
can't
at
see
you.
behind you, and then there's all of that. But yeah.
Yes, and asking questions, and yeah, that
What?
would be
Did I tell you what happened in my eighth grade graduation? I don't know if I've told you this
uh,
or if you remember. So a handful of us got chosen to go up and do little speeches. And
uh,
so I had gone up and it was at like, and because you do the music on the floor, it was in like a church auditorium. So on the floor there's like the little spots where you can access the plugs for like the sound equipment. And it's
yeah,
got that little metal cover with like three holes in it to like stick your
uh-huh.
fingers in to open it.
Yeah, yeah,
And I'm wearing these like cute little heels because I'm like a grown
yes.
eighth grader. So as I'm walking, I can't remember if it was as I'm walking up or back. And I walk over that spot and I feel my heel just sink into that hole.
Oh no.
And it felt like I stood there for 5 minutes. I'm sure it was only a few seconds, but it was this like, oh my God, is my heel gonna be stuck? Is it gonna come out of here? Am I gonna like have to take my shoe off on the stage in front of, thankfully
Oh
the shoe came right out, but it was like the biggest panic moment of just like,
And you were standing in
oh no,
front of the
in
audience when
front
that
of
happened.
everyone on
Ooh.
the middle of the stage. So I was like sheer panic, but then it was all okay. But I just remember feeling that and I was like,
Um,
yeah.
um, well, this is not really related to graduation, but kind of the same vein of what you said with your foot sinking. I
Hmm.
remember we did a Veterans Day parade when I was in marching band. I think it was like my freshman year. And we were downtown and we were stopped at a cemetery and we were standing there. And all of a sudden, my foot just started kind of sinking in the ground. And we're at a cemetery, and
Oh,
I just
oof,
panicked. And I don't think it, I think it was just,
oof.
very little. But I just was like, oh,
Oh no. Yeah, no.
yeah,
Oof.
it was not, no, it was very
I
creepy.
would have been like, I'm out. Bye. Like,
Yes.
no. Cemeteries, like, I'm a nurse. I've encountered a dead body or two, but oh, that's my one. I'm like, nope, nope. No, thank you. I'm good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Oof. Yikes.
No, no, yeah.
None of that for us. Oof.
No,
Okay.
no, not at all.
Nice little tangent there to start us off
Yes,
as
right.
always.
That's what that,
Back to it. Anyways. So before we start our episode, we will review our character from our last episode that we left
yes.
up to our listeners. And again, thank you to everyone who voted. It's always fun to
Thank
see.
you.
So we left Gary, Jerry, Larry up to everyone. I just love saying that.
I love that.
If you haven't noticed. So we got 4 votes for introvert, 3 votes for extrovert. So pretty close,
Okay.
but leaning more introvert. What are your thoughts? What do you think?
Ooh, man. So I feel like he's a quiet extrovert. I don't
Mm.
know if that makes sense, but
Yeah,
like
yeah,
he's kind of willing to do things and then participate. He's just never asked. And
yeah.
he kind of accepts his role as not being a part of it, but I think he wants to. I don't know. That
Yes.
makes
Yeah.
sense. But
I could see that. I think he, I don't know if he would stay at that job if he was truly an introvert. I
mhm.
would have been like, and I'm out, just the amount
Yes,
he's the center of attention and the teasing, which I always felt so bad. I'm like, he really doesn't do anything wrong.
I
But
know.
I feel like
Same.
when Ben is like, I kind of like him, everyone's like, no, I'm like, I do too. Like,
I know.
I think he's just means well and is just like always trying to be nice. And him and his wife's relationship is
Oh
so
my
cute. I
gosh.
love
Just
that.
seeing his
Oh,
family and seeing everybody like,
that
what?
was such a great choice. That was hilarious to be like, oh, and by the way, his wife and daughters are all gorgeous, and everyone's like,
Yes.
what? That was a fun little
That was
reveal. But yeah,
hilarious.
yeah, I think he's got to have some level of extroversion and just again wants to be part of the team and is willing
Hmm.
to. And
Right.
oh my gosh, that scene where he does all the envelopes wrong and then has to redo it, that always gets me. But like the fact that that doesn't make him crumble, he's just like, all right, I guess I'm gonna redo everything. Yeah.
Right. And he's not like that all the time. Like,
Yes.
oh, I have
Yes.
to redo this. Oh, okay, okay.
Nothing, nothing bothers him. But yeah, yeah, I agree.
That was a good
Oh,
one
fun. Yes,
to
that was
to
fun.
pull on.
And I love finding because I'll post in our stories and then I'm like, okay, I gotta find a fun video clip on Instagram. And then I end up just scrolling through all these
Yes.
Parks and Rec videos. So that was fun. But
So
all
good.
right. So let's get started with our Ted Lasso cast. So I feel like this has become our go-to question is when or how did you start watching Ted Lasso?
So I have to give credit to Niles because he was the one to first watch it. And he, I think, heard about it because it was originally just a character created to promote the World Cup.
Yep.
And it just kind of turned into a show because it was so popular. And so
Hmm.
Niles, I remember him watching it and me thinking, okay, he loves soccer. That's
Yep.
cool. And he's like, you gotta watch it. And he's not that way on a lot of shows, but he was like, you gotta watch this. And I'm like, okay. And then I was
Yep.
like, oh, this is so good.
Yes.
So good. How about you?
Kind of the same thing, but with my dad. So it had
Okay.
come out around, I feel like it came out soon after, it was in between having Jane and Owen, but I remember like so many times my dad's like, you guys have to watch it. And we're like, yeah, we will, we will. I'm like, it's on our
Yeah.
list. And then I think we started watching it when I was super pregnant with Owen. Like I
Okay.
remember we watched it like in the hospital when like after I had him. I remember being up late feeding him and watching it. Like that was like the time that I have it tied to. And it was like same thing. As soon as we started, I was like, oh, this is so good. I can't believe we waited so long. But I'm like, you'll
Yes.
have that with shows where people are like, you gotta watch it. And you're like, okay, whatever. And then it's like, yeah, it was fine. But I'm like, this one lived up to all the hype. It was just,
Definitely.
it's such an indescribably good show. I'm like, you can't even,
Yes.
it's just like you have to watch it. But yeah,
Seriously. Yeah.
yeah, it's high on the list of favorites. And Randall and I've talked about rewatching it, but because it's just like, oh, so like feel good, but even like the sad and emotional moments, they're just like a good, I don't know, it just like
Sure.
lifts you up in this way. Yeah, it's just,
Yeah.
oh,
And I don't
it's,
get very emotional on a lot of stuff, and this one really pulled at my heartstrings
yep.
a lot in a good
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. I love the you can be laughing and then crying in the same like scene. It
Mm.
did such a good job of balancing that. And like I kind of mentioned, like that my dad always mentions like it's a almost like this emotional bond during COVID. Like that was just a lot
Yes.
of people were watching it and it was again that nostalgia of having it tied to that time in at least
Hmm.
my life is like, oh, so good. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's high up there on one of top shows. And I need to post the picture, but this last Halloween, Randall and I were JB and Keeley, and it was
Oh,
so fun.
Jamie Keely, I
I
love
never dress up very much, but I was like, or no, did he? No, I can't remember. I mean, his costume was like, here's a jersey, but I can't remember
yeah,
if
yeah.
it might have been a Roy jersey. I think it was.
Oh,
Whatever
okay.
it was. I'm
Roy and
like,
Keelan.
here's
No.
here's your jersey. I'm gonna dress up fun. I had like fake
Oh,
hair, I had the hoops and like a jacket. It was so much fun. So
I
I'll
love
have
it.
to
And I
find those
think
pictures.
Niles, a couple years ago, dressed up as Ted Lasso, just
Yeah.
because we had given him a shirt and he
Yep.
had like
was gonna say he pretty much has the outfit, I'm sure,
Yeah,
like that kind of
and he
style.
had
Oh yeah.
yeah, so it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh. All
So
right, so we'll start at the top. Again, another um not a hard guess in my opinion, but Ted Lasso. What do you think, Amy?
I'm gonna say extrovert to
A
the
little
nth
bit.
degree.
Yes.
He is the most happy and just positive
Yes.
character and just looking on the bright side all the time
Yeah.
and just yeah.
Yeah. And his ability to just interact with anyone. Like he could be in any
Yes.
situation, and it definitely goes into like his internal, his anxieties and his struggles, but just like his ability to
Oh yeah.
even in conflict or like an uncomfortable situation, he's just like cool as a cucumber. And I'm like, those are the kind of
Yes.
people that I'm like, how? How do
I
you do
know.
that? I could never. Oh,
I
yeah.
no, same because I'm very I'm a pessimist. I'm always looking at I'm more way more negative and he's
Yes.
just
And just awkward. I'm like, I cannot just like maneuver in those
yes.
situations. But yeah, no, he's definitely would be a is an extrovert on, a fictional character that I think I would actually enjoy being around. And I'm like, you
Yes.
would be cool. You would be in with the introverts, I think. But
Oh, yes, yes.
yes.
And
Okay, and then his counterpart, Coach Beard.
Coach Beard. Love Coach Beard. I'm gonna say introvert
Yeah,
on him.
I think so.
There was a lot of mystery around him that was like
Yes.
slowly revealed, like
Yep.
his personality. You just got little glimpses, and then it opened the little door a little more, I feel like, on
Yeah.
him. I think
I
initially, he's just kind of all business and just
yep. I
doesn't
feel like
speak
he's got
unless
that.
he's, got something to
Exactly.
say.
Exactly. That introvert quality of like people at work know you, but then they're like, oh, you have this whole other side of your life that none of us would have known about. And you're
For
not
sure.
like that one episode towards the end where it just follows him for that day or
Yep.
whatever. That was like
Yes.
such a wild, like of course he's so quirky that it's not that shocking, but it's at least like,
Right.
wow, I never would have, guessed that this is just what you do on a random day. So yeah. Yeah, I think so. And
Exactly.
that balance that they have and how they work so well together. I think that's such an introvert extrovert dynamic.
Definitely.
Yeah, him and Ted. But yeah, no, I always loved just their interactions and their finishing each other's sentences and just their brains are on the same wavelength. I love
Yes.
that. I
They
love
were
that.
just perfectly paired
Yes.
in
Yes, for sure. For
that.
sure. Okay, so let's move on to I'm trying to think which direction to go. I always try to have them all lined up.
Yeah.
Let's do Rebecca. I feel like she's one of
Okay,
the first that they meet.
Rebecca. I think I'm gonna say extrovert, just because she's I don't know what her position is, but she's in charge. Just is able to lead and I mean, she's not as like, happy-go-lucky as Ted,
Yeah.
but to be in her position, I don't know. That's kind of a
I
hard one.
I would lean a little more introvert. I agree.
Yeah,
She's kind of like one of those that you can't really tell. And I think with her, it's another like nature versus nurture.
yeah.
And I really think like her relationship with her ex-husband and just her, it was like this less of a like I think she's a very much like a natural born leader personality wise, but less of a I want to be a leader and more like I am like going to do this to,
Yes.
kind of stick it to him. But yeah, and I don't know. I think a lot of that comes out in her relationship with Keeley because you see that, kind
Yeah,
of
okay.
differences.
Sure, sure. No, that makes sense. And then maybe like as the show went on, she kind of had to evolve because of her circumstances. And so maybe I'm thinking more of like what she had become. But
Yes.
starting out, yeah, maybe more introvert. That
Yeah,
one's it's hard though.
she is. Yeah, because she starts out like with totally different intentions than she ends.
Mm-hmm.
She's kind of
True.
like a bad guy in the beginning. She's just like,
Yeah.
sure, I'll like let this. And I feel like that's a very again, loyalty, I feel like is a big introvert um I cannot get any words together today. Introvert trait. There we go.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
think
yeah.
that like initially it's like her loyalty is kind of to herself and like this is my agenda and like screw my ex. And then once she's like, okay, no, these are actually like this guy is actually really cool. So then it's like, all right,
Yes.
now I'm like gonna team up with him and Yeah, yeah, that switch was a really
Yeah,
cool character
that was
development.
really neat. Yeah, for sure.
And the way they wrap up her story at the end with that guy, I
Mhm.
like the whole finale was fantastic, but
Yes.
as soon as you realize she runs into the guy that she met, I literally like audibly gasped. I never do that in shows, but I was like, oh my God. I like grabbed Randall. I was like, Randall, it's the
Yes.
it was just such a like,
So neat. Yeah.
it was amazing. Yeah.
I
Love
loved it.
that.
Loved it.
Okay, so let's move on to Keely, as previously mentioned.
I'd say
You a
extrovert.
little bit.
I
I love her. She's probably my favorite character. I just like can't get enough. I'm obsessed.
think I just started liking her more and more. I mean, I liked her initially, but
Yeah.
just when she became, got with Roy, that whole
Yes.
process and
Yes.
I just loved them. And I was
Yeah.
like, please get them together. And that was just,
Yes.
I just
Yeah.
love the coupling.
Yes. And I love just her like blatant confidence, and I feel
Mhm.
like they do such a good job portraying the women in this show. I really
Yeah.
appreciated that. And like they're so multifaceted, and they're not just, the pretty girl, or that they really like dive into their characters, and I really appreciated that. But yeah, I just love her, like I just feel like she's the ultimate like girl power. Like there's the
Hmm.
stereotype of, the random girl that you meet in a bar bathroom who's like, I love your
Yes.
outfit. Like that is her
Yes.
vibe through and through. She's a girl's girl, and I love that. And then just her like entrepreneurial side of things, like the way they weaved that in, I just loved that. So yeah.
Well, and her relationship with Rebecca was so cool because you
Oh,
would not think those two would be
no.
buddies, and they just end up being so close, and just,
Yes.
that was fun to
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah. So good.
Loved it.
So good. Okay. So now Jamie.
Jamie Todd. I
Yes.
just I don't even say it as well. My family does really good impressions.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh,
Jamie, extrovert. He
yeah.
loves himself. He's just, I mean, I know he evolved too, but at the
Yes.
start, he was just this
Yep.
superficial,
Yep.
just all, you know,
Yeah. Took him a
manner.
while to become a team player, but yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Well, and then you find out kind of his backstory and
Oh my
just,
gosh. Yeah.
there's a lot more to him. But
Yes.
yeah, for sure. Like
Yeah.
they were the power couple, and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
pretty faces and
Yes.
everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun to get to know him a little more,
Yeah.
sure. So,
Yeah. Making his arrogance kind of make sense, and yeah, just like
mhm.
that defense mechanism. And yeah, I
Yes.
loved, again, all of their character developments were great, but yeah, I really loved his story, and just their ability to just take that and use other characters then to kind of come in and support him through that was cool as well. But yeah, I think extrovert. I think the like I feel like it was one of maybe one of the Myers-Briggs, like the entertainer and the, like
Mhm.
that kind of personality for sure. That's kind of
Yeah.
what
And
I thought.
the episode where Roy, because they just always didn't get along, but when he
Yep.
went and just gave him a hug with
Oh,
that thing, I was just like,
sobbing. Oh
yeah,
my
it was
gosh.
just
It's
so,
And that too, like they break down masculinity in such a for a sports show. Like they
mhm.
really take that um, they take that to a deeper level, and I think that's
Yeah,
so important. Randall puts it perfectly. He's like, it's a show, oh, how does he say it? It's a soccer show that's not about soccer.
right.
Because you think
Yes,
of how many like percentage wise how many minutes are actually them playing soccer. It's like barely any. That's
right.
the premise of the show, but it's not about that. It's about everything else. So
Exactly.
yeah,
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 that's a good description.
yeah, yeah. All right, and then Roy.
Roy, oh man, I love Roy.
Love
One of
it.
my favorites.
Yes.
Introvert, I
Oh
think.
yeah. I'm like, he is my internal monologue. I love
Yes.
it. I love it so much. One of my favorite moments was in he randomly does the Ted impression, the American, like really
Yes.
badass. I'm like, okay, I've been there where you're just, and then all of a sudden you're like, why am I saying this? Why am I doing this? Like, what is going on? Oh,
And I
so
just
good.
loved, of course, I love him and Keely together, but I
Yes.
love his relationship with his niece.
Oh my God.
Those
Yes.
episodes were just some
Yes.
of my favorite. Just,
Anyone that can bring the soft side out in him is
yes.
fantastic. Yeah.
so good. I think it was, and we've rewatched this one a few times, the Christmas episode where she was being bullied, and so he
Yes.
in the house, and I was just, it was so good.
I love both of their reactions when they're like, it can't be that bad. And then they're like, oh
Yeah.
no. That poor girl. She was just like, oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
but I love, he was one of my
Yeah.
favorites. But
Yeah.
yeah, introvert for sure.
Yeah. I think so. Okay, let's see. Oh, another fave just for comedic relief. Leslie Higgins.
Leslie. Oh, Leslie. Okay. I was like,
Like who?
like I know these characters, but the names, like,
Yes. I'm like, I
for
can't
some
remember.
reason, I can't
Yes.
remember the names as well. And
I
Ted
feel like
Lasso.
they
So I'm
do
trying to
refer to him
like,
more
I'm
more
glad
as
that she gave
Higgins
me
than yeah. Yes.
Leslie.
Oh my gosh.
Well, gosh, he's always super
I
positive
was
too, but
gonna
he's not
say,
quite
yeah.
as, I don't know. Like,
I feel like I would say extrovert.
that's what I was
His,
initially gonna
yeah,
say, but
yeah,
he's not like as in your face, but
right.
he is always, I don't know. He's just,
Very,
yeah.
just very positive and
Yes.
um again, I wonder if that's just the dynamic with him and Rebecca, which I love that dynamic as well.
Yeah,
Just
that's
he kind
really
of has
great.
to, okay, like I gotta, like keep things light and not, as all
Mhm.
these things are falling apart and he's always the bearer of bad news, like trying to
Right.
but one of my favorites with him was when he has all the guys over for the Christmas
Mm.
dinner at his house.
Oh, such a
Just
good
like, and the
episode.
fact that I think they allude to he does that every year for all the, players
Yeah,
that don't have somewhere to go. I'm like, that's just such a cool, like,
so
oh,
neat.
so good. Yeah,
That was a really good
that was a
episode.
sweet,
I remember that
sweet
one.
storyline. Yeah, for sure.
Love him.
All right. Okay. What do we think about Nate? I'm gonna have to like, I can't. Okay, thank you. I can't. I'm like, there is no amount of redemption. I'm like,
Riley and I
oh.
said it's the same. We hate Nate.
Yes. I'm like, my dad, I'm like, he's just emotionally evolved more so than me. He's like, yeah, like explaining. And I'm like, nope, nope, there's no redemption arc. I can't get behind that.
Yeah, no. So before pre all that,
Yeah.
I actually really liked him and I felt
Yeah.
bad for him.
Yep.
Then he just turned evil.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
was just like, oh my gosh. Like,
Yeah. It was,
it
but
was,
as soon as he ripped to the sign, I was like, yep, we're
yeah,
done.
you're done. Yeah.
No more. No
Yeah.
more. Yeah.
And then they were trying to like redeem him. And I was like, I don't know about
Yeah.
this.
I'm like, it was very, very much of the theme of the show and like again that redemption for him, but I was
Yeah.
like my internal, I'm just like no, no.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
but I never answered your question. I,
yes,
I
I
would
know we
say,
just jumped on that.
I know we're just like,
I'm
ugh.
like ah.
I would say introvert
I think
because
so.
he kind of just was at the beginning was kind of a doormat
Yeah,
and yeah, I don't know. That was rough to
yeah,
see that change in him.
yeah, just his like inability to stand up for himself I think is big, in like personally and professionally and like all of that. Oh, the that poor girl at the restaurant, that was so cringy. I was like,
So
leave her alone. I mean, I get, they put him together and all that, but I'm like, no, no,
yeah, no, it
so
was
uncomfortable.
a lot of
Yeah.
secondhand embarrassment there.
Yes, big time, for sure. Oh, okay. I'm glad I'm not alone in
Yeah, no, no.
my
I
hate
was
there.
just waiting for you to say his name. Like,
Gosh, you're like, I'm ready. I'm ready. Okay, I'm trying to see some of the. Oh, one of my other favorites, Trent Grimm,
okay, so explain him
the
a
Independent, the uh, the reporter guy.
oh, reporter. Okay,
Yes, yes.
loved him. Okay,
Loved him.
um,
Yep.
Rent. Oh man, that's hard.
Yeah.
Maybe an I don't know. Seems introvert to me.
That's kind of what I think. I think he,
It was just he had a really good way of kind of getting to know them and developing a relationship. But I feel, yeah, I'm just going to lean more toward introvert on
yeah,
him.
I think so. I think he, again, he was one that like, um, they kind of gave you very little of at the beginning, and he was kind of
Yes.
like this, quote bad guy, and like where they were
Yes.
putting him, and then they were able to kind of like give him more background and give him more
Yeah.
like storyline and all of that. And I loved his connection with which of the players was it? Um, oh my gosh. I'm literally scrolling through right now. I can't remember his name, and I'm gonna hear it from my father, and I'm like, sorry, Kirk. Colin. That whole storyline where
Yes, okay. I'm looking at
yeah,
the characters too. Like
yes.
it feels like school where like if I see their face, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes.
The name
Yes.
just escaped me on this. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that was really
Yeah. And just his like
interesting.
his choice to not like publicly come out, but like
Hmm.
connect with him and have that conversation. I thought that was really special and very, very impactful. Yeah.
Yeah, just a really good way of like you said, connecting with
Yes.
people, just in not a overt way, but
Yep.
just yeah.
And
Hmm.
even the whole thing in the beginning with, leaking the picture and then he tells Ted and like that integrity was really cool. Yeah, I think that
Yes.
again, that loyalty and connection and like choosing to do the right thing in that moment. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was great.
Yeah. Okay, I'm trying to see. I'm like, how many of the players should we go through?
I
I'll
know
pick a
that's what
few.
I'm trying
Okay,
to.
we'll do another easy one. Danny Rojas.
Oh, I love Daddy.
Love him so
Um,
much.
I want to make sure I'm putting the
Yes.
right name to the face.
Football is life.
Yes, okay, that's what, yeah. I think
Oh
extrovert, just
yeah. Oh yeah.
very positive and just
Yes.
yes. I loved his sayings and his personality.
Yep.
And I just always think of his hair. I love his.
Yes. Yes. And I'm pretty sure he plays football, soccer, whatever you want to call it,
Yeah,
in real
yeah,
life. So like his
yes.
skills were legit. You can kind of see that. But yeah, no, he was definitely added such a fun
He
energy when
was
he came
so
in.
fun.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
just a lot of the players were just so fun.
Yes. Totally.
And their relationships and their banter and
Yes.
just the locker room
Yep.
stuff was
Yep.
all so fun.
Yep. Let's see. I'll do one more player for sure, and then you can jump in if you think of anyone else. Sam.
Sam, I love Sam.
I know.
I don't
Yeah,
know,
I don't know.
introvert, maybe. I mean, he was always, I just seemed
Yeah.
more soft spoken to
Yeah, kind of
me,
kept to
but
himself more.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
but
Yeah, I think yeah, by default. I don't think he's extremely extroverted, so just kind of
yeah,
by but I will say the storyline with him and Rebecca, I was like, no,
yes.
I did not like it. I thought that was
Okay.
weird.
Okay, thank you.
I was like,
I was gonna be like, yeah, okay, because I thought you were gonna be like, I loved it, but okay, thank you.
it just like felt unnecessary and
It
just
felt
like
forced and just kind of
and
out
kind
of
of
left
like a
field.
gross power dynamic. Like they forced this
Yeah.
weird like workplace. I don't know. I was like,
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
I'm
I'm
not
glad you
feeling
said
it.
that because
I'm not feeling it.
I
Yeah.
was not really on board for that
Yeah.
either.
But I loved his storyline with his family and opening the restaurant and like his advocacy. All of that
Yes.
I thought was really, really neat. I liked that. And just the
Yeah.
support when they all put the tape on the jerseys, another like sobbing moment.
Love that. Yes. I
So
was
good.
thinking the same thing, how they supported him and
Yeah.
his, mhm.
Yeah. For sure. For
That was
sure.
really good. And
Okay.
trying to
Anyone else
see.
you want to shout out here?
Let's say I mean, I think that's,
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the other ones weren't
You don't really
in
get
it
enough to,
enough to me
yeah.
to really get a comprehensive,
Right.
take on them.
Right. Right.
But yeah,
So then
yeah, I think that would be
we'll put our we need to have a name for this. Our
yes,
listener voted, listener choice, whatever we want to call it.
yes,
So the one we're going to leave up to you guys is May. She is the one that works or runs and owns, from what I understand, the pub that they frequent.
yes.
So let us know. Again, we'll post a poll and then, find a fun video of her. But yeah, let us know what you think. Oh, the guys that hang out at the bar. I can't think of their
Oh my,
names, but oh my gosh, they were so funny every
they
time.
were such a great added
Oh my gosh. And I'm not
character.
big into sports. I don't like Randall doesn't really watch sports. I don't really have anyone that I'm close to that's super into sports, but I feel like they totally have that like obsessive, intense, like I'm never gonna
Yes,
wash my jersey because they're gonna, the superstition, all those facets. They
right.
they had a lot of fun with that.
Yes, yes. No,
Yeah.
they were
Yes,
They added a lot
they
to,
did. They did. It was a fun, it really
and the
added that.
banter between them and then her
Yes.
just,
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was a fun
super
little
fun to watch.
kind of like filler moments, but were still fantastic. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Do you
Wow.
have a favorite episode of Ted Lasso that you can think of?
Oh goodness. Trying to think. Oh my gosh, I keep dropping things. Sorry if I don't know if anyone can hear that in the background, but that's just me. Um, I mean, I loved the finale. I feel like they did a really good job of wrapping everything up.
Hmm.
I really loved when they're in gosh, where did they traveled to Holland, right? And
Yes,
Roy and Jamie are like doing all the sightseeing and that like that was funny. That
yes,
was he's like telling him all these facts and Roy just doesn't care and then he can't keep up with him and they're like on the bikes and stuff. That was a cute one. And then like I mentioned the storyline with Colin and Trent was really cool too. I loved that.
yes. Yeah, that was
Also, it took me forever to find it, but I have the mug that Trent has, the rainbow
oh,
mug with the
oh, do you?
Snoopy. I finally found it and I was like, "Oh, it's my favorite mug." So,
Love that.
I seriously couldn't find it anywhere. I had to buy it from this random website like in the UK and I was like, "Hope this isn't a scam." But yeah, I was very happy to own that.
That's
I'm always
cool.
like
That's cool.
makes me happy whenever I have coffee from that mug. But yeah, what about you?
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite episode?
Um, Probably this is one we've rewatched a few times. The Christmas episode is one that we really
Yeah.
like. I just like every storyline on there.
Yeah.
But there's some standout moments that I love. Like when we already talked about when Roy Kent gives Jamie a hug with his dad.
Yep. Yep.
Another one is when they're playing darts and Ted,
Yes.
what was her husband's name? I forget.
Rupert.
Yeah, Rupert. He just
Yeah.
gets, just when he says, what did he say? I know it's the tattoo your dad has, but
Yeah.
like, be curious, not judgmental. And that's
Judgmental.
when they find out that he was actually good at darts.
Yes.
I was like, yeah.
Yes, that was such a good moment. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's,
Classic. I also loved the episode where Rebecca's at her dad's funeral and Ted is talking about his father dying by suicide and that whole like parallel while they're telling their
yes.
stories. Oh my gosh, that was so just like so
Yes.
intense. But I feel like they did such a good job of like laying down those heavy storylines, but in such a good way. Yeah, that was
Yes. No, they
yeah.
did a really great job of that.
Yeah. And I think we watched that one with my dad because as we were watching the new ones come out, some of them we'd watch with my parents. And that
Uh-huh.
one I told my dad, I said, well, if I have to speak at your funeral, I'll probably just break into that song just so you know. If I don't know what to do, I'm just gonna sing a song and no.
He's probably like fine with it.
Yeah, he's like, whatever. Don't even want a funeral. Just we always go back and forth and my mom hates it, but we're like, don't spend any money on me and just eat Taco Bell and tell stories about me. And it's like, okay, perfect, done.
You know what? That's
Right?
how I feel too. I've told my
Cool.
family, I'm like, if you feel like you need to do something for you,
Right. Right.
but just I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
topic of our
Right. Tangent about death,
podcast, but I
no big
just
deal.
like,
Just in
hey,
case anyone wants to know our last final
yes.
wishes, that's what those are. They're
Yeah,
documented. Who needs a will? Just put it in a podcast.
exactly. Exactly.
Oh my gosh. Okay, this was fun. So
This is
let's
so fun. Now it makes me
oh
want to rewatch the show.
yes, yes, me
I'm
too.
gonna
I'm
have
like,
to do
okay,
that.
definitely.
Such
Okay.
a such a great show.
I know. Okay, so let me see. Move on to I like had to write everything down today because my brain, little backstory, my Wi-Fi decided to like stop working before we started recording. So I had everything set. I was ready, I was on time, the kids were down, and then it was like, oh, I have to restart. So all of my notes are not where I had them. So,
No.
okay, awkward moments. We'll start with you.
Okay, so this happened, I don't know if it was last week. So now that I'm on summer break, I'm able to take Kuro on more walks. And so, and longer ones. So usually we do like a 2 mile walk, but when I have more time, we go on a 3 mile walk. And always gets excited when we cross a certain street because he knows he's going to get 3 mile. In fact, the other day, I just had time for 2 mile and he looked at the street and me and he just planted himself in the grass and was like throwing a fit because we were going 2 mile. But anyway, so we
Uh-huh.
went to the 3 mile walks and he pooped once. And so I took the bag out and realized, oh, it's my last bag. Okay, well, Hopefully, he usually only does it once. I'm like, okay, hopefully it's just a one-time thing. So we're walking, and of course, it's nice weather, and a lot of people are out. And so there's a lot of people walking by. And he goes over and decides, I'm going to poop again. And I'm like, now, normally there's nothing I can do, but I usually will come back, like drive my car back and pick it up later. But there was all these people passing by. And I was just like, what do I do? Like, I just kind of stood there and there's cars driving by. I didn't want to look like a jerk and just walk off. So I'm just standing there while they pass and I'm trying to think, what can I do? I was like, it was just awkward.
Oh,
And then I saw like there was a stick nearby and there's a bush next to the sidewalk. So I got the stick. I mean, everybody had passed by then.
yeah.
And I just stuck it and just flung it in the
Oh my
bush.
gosh.
So I figured it out, but I'm like, of course, the time you poop twice,
Yep,
everybody's walking by me. Because
of
like if
course.
nobody's walking by, I would just keep going, feel
Come
bad,
back
but know
later.
I'd
Yeah,
come back and go later. But I
yeah,
couldn't do that. Like, and I didn't want to explain. So I was
yeah.
like, I'll just stand here. What do we do?
My gosh.
Anyway,
Yeah,
thanks, Hero. But no,
right,
it
right.
all worked out. So
Oh man.
anyway, how about you?
So mine happened this weekend at your daughter's graduation party.
Oh no.
Again, they're never that bad. In my mind, they're terrible, but I'm like reality. So, again, shout out to Riley for graduating college. We're so proud. And so you guys had a little like kind of small family get together on Saturday. And so we're at the house. There was
Mhm.
like food and the drinks were outside.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go grab myself a drink. So I go to the backslider and I'm like, it's no matter how many times, even in my own house, I'm like, is it locked? Is it unlocked? Up and down, you're playing that game of like which
Yeah.
way. So I'm kind of fumbling with the door, and Riley's boyfriend's dad is standing
Oh
kind of
yes.
right next to the door, which
Uh-huh.
is like in the kitchen. And so I'm like, not that he's staring at me, but I'm like, oh, I'm,
Yeah.
I'm already feeling dumb. Like, I don't know how to open this door. So I finally, get the door open and I step out. It's hot out. It was like 100 and some
Yes.
stupid
It
number over
was
the weekend. It was
ridiculous.
horrible. So I'm like, I don't want to leave the door open. So I like step out real quick and I close the door. As I'm closing the door, he's like, oh, let me come out and get a drink. So I was like, oh, sorry, and then I open the door for him. And then I get my drink. And then I like, the situation repeats itself. I open the door, close it, and then he's right there. He's like, oh, I'm coming. I was like, oh, sorry. Then I was like, I'm gonna go in the corner and just like hide. Again, he probably thought nothing of it, but I'm like, I was already frazzled from fumbling with the door, and then I feel like I shut the door on him like twice really aggressively. So if he asks, who was that really rude girl at the door getting a drink? It was me.
And you just know other people just don't even think twice. And then you're like, for the rest of your life, like, oh,
Yep. The things
just
that keep me up at night now.
dwelling on that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh my
I
gosh.
gotcha.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
so
So that
funny.
was that was fun, but oh, all right. And then what's your recommendation for us?
It's gonna be pretty basic. McDonald's Coke.
Oh,
We had
yes.
McDonald's tonight, and I was just thinking, this is just the most perfect drink. A Diet Coke, I should say.
Yes.
But it hits every time.
Every time.
So good. Good price.
And
And
there's so much science behind it. It's not just it's like the size of the straw and then the percentage of syrup to carbonation. Like
yeah,
there's so much that goes into it. I'm like, good for you for working hard and making that happen. Because yeah, it is all of their sodas are just the best.
yeah.
Like
It,
I feel horrible and I'm like, oh, when I get a McDonald's drink and I don't get one of their straws and I don't have that size straw.
oh,
Like a
no,
smaller, I'm like, it's like such a unique combination of things that just
it's
is
not the
perfect. But
same.
yeah,
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 yeah. And it's one of the places that I get so excited about the drink as the food, where other places the
yes,
food, and I'm like, okay, the drink is just
yep.
on the side, but that one is like, that's a main event
Absolutely.
along with it.
Absolutely.
So yeah. How
Absolutely.
about you?
Okay, so I wanted to do something a little bit special because it is beginning of June, which is
Yes.
Pride Month,
Uh-huh.
and I had found this app. It's really cool. So it's called Everywhere is Queer, and it's an app that shows you like local places and businesses that are owned by queer people, LGBTQ folks. Really cool. And I just thought it was a nice opportunity to like find, people in your community and be able to support them. And I'm really excited to go to this place in Lodi, and I'm looking at the name right now because again, I don't have anything planned. Um, Double Dip Gallery. So it's like an art
Okay.
gallery with an ice cream shop in the back. So I was like, that's cute, that's fun. So Randall and I are gonna check that out at some point. But I thought I
Fun.
would, throw out a special shout out. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's my
So
recommendation.
let us know when you go how it
Yes, I know. I'll
was.
have to sample all the flavors. I
Yeah,
feel like that's an
definitely.
awkward moment right there. Do you feel weird sampling ice cream? Is that just me?
Oh, no. No, yeah, that one is awkward. I don't want to ask, but I know you can, but I'm like,
Yes. When they're
what
like, "Do you want these
secret?
samples?" You're like, "Nope." But internally, you're
No.
like, "I want to try like six." No, no. Or I'm like, "Okay, I got to pick one. I got to narrow it down to one and not be like having all the flavors." Yeah, I don't know. I'm glad that's not just me.
How about when
But
it's
yeah.
time to get it, when you have to get donuts and like the doing the donut math?
Yes.
Like, okay, I want a
Yes.
dozen. I want this way. And then they're just like, what next? I'm like, and sometimes I just literally have to write it down on a paper and just read it. I want three this. I want,
The panic
I
ensues and then
get
you're like,
just
"I don't know."
stressed. And then all of a sudden I can't count and how
Yes.
left. And
Yes. Oh my gosh. Oh,
oh, I
speaking
know.
things into existence just makes it so much less awkward. I'm like, is this just me?
Yes.
But no.
No.
Universal things. Maybe it is just the two of us, but that makes me feel better, even if it's no one else and just
Yes.
us.
No, no, I feel the same way. And then another one is that, have you ever been to C's when they give you a sample? And sometimes it's like kind of gross. And
Yes.
but they do, like, you can say, can I have, you can ask like to get a
Ah.
sample of so what you want, but sometimes I feel like, I don't know, do I sound like, I don't know. It depends on the day if I'm gonna
And you're
be,
like, is it a sample if I'm just getting a bite of what I know that I already
I
like, you know?
know,
Yeah.
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 So then I have that
Yep.
going on. But
Yep.
anyway.
Oh my gosh. Oh, all right. Well, thank you guys again for
Yes.
listening. We're having so much fun. So we will follow up in the future with your votes on what you think about May, and then we've got some really fun, exciting things planned. So we will see you next time.
All
Have a
right.
great week, month, however long in between our posts.
All right, bye.
Bye.